Coffee with the Commish is back. We're kicking off season 2 in the House of Mean Machine in Colts Neck, New Jersey. But obviously, this is not Mean Machine sitting next to me. This is Establish This. Establish This, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Doing great. Glad to have you on the program. We didn't have you on in season 1, so this is your first Coffee with the Commish appearance. So hope you're ready. What kind of coffee are we drinking?
Well, first of all, glad to be here, Commish, and we have some Dunkin' coffee today. It's a caramel iced coffee with a splash of almond milk. That's it, no sugar. Try to avoid the sugar elements in my coffee.
Okay.
Do regret to inform that this isn't Rook coffee, which is actually my coffee of choice these days, especially working close by to the Colts Neck location now, but they were closed
Yeah,
when
the
I went.
Commish was promised Rook coffee here and got Dunkin'.
A
So
little bit of a disappointment, a letdown.
It's
My
okay.
apologies.
Next time you're on this program, we'll
There will be
expect
Rook, yeah.
So just some background on who Established This is and his relationship to the league. So I do have this written down here.
It's extensive.
Yes, so you are the son of my mom's cousin Nancy, which makes you a second cousin-in-law to Mean Machine, I think a second cousin-in-law to Mud Dogs, a third cousin to myself, Drug Infested Den, and Madison Hedgecogs. I think that's it. Anybody else in the
I
league?
think that's it.
Okay, so hopefully everyone has that. Yeah, I think that's it. So just a quick refresher on the format of Coffee with Commish. This is an opportunity to put the spotlight on one member of the league. So we'll get a little personal, talk about you, what you're doing in life, how life is going, talk about fantasy football, get down to business there, and then play a game of hit and run. So how does that sound?
Sounds great. Let's do it.
For any repeat guests this year, we're going to change the format a little bit, but this is your debut, so we're going to stick to the script. Okay, so before we jump in, I understand that you are going to change your team name this year, but you don't have that prepared for this recording?
Even at the wedding recently, I was telling everyone I was coming up with a new team name. Everyone knows I shake it up every year. I try to come up with something fresh, but I want to come up with something unique. I just haven't had a chance yet to really dive into what that might be or take the time to think about it. So that is to be determined, but it will be coming before this season.
So no new team name yet, but it's coming. So.
I will establish it soon.
Okay, I see what you did there. So let's talk about you a little bit. So just some background on Establish This. You are an operations analyst at Merchant Advocate. Believe it or not, that's a company that's headquartered here in Colts Neck, of all places. You just started there, I believe, in August. So how's the new gig? What's the company? What do they do? What do you do?
Yeah, so it's going to be 1 month, 2 days from now. Very exciting. Obviously, close by, 5 minutes from here. Shorter commute, about a third of the distance I was doing going out to Princeton for the last 4 years with Bank of America Merrill Lynch. But I'm an operations analyst, so I'm doing some audit and analysis of monthly statements for our clients and negotiation work. And it's in the realm of negotiating better rates through card processors that our clients use. So we try to create value and savings for them, in that manner. So we're just doing monthly maintenance behind the scenes, getting lower rates from them, and then just continuing to analyze their monthly statements.
So most importantly, have you checked out the nightlife in Colts Neck yet? Have you hit the rounds of Huddies and Delicious Orchards and the general store? I think that's about it for you.
Haven't been to the general store yet. That was a big recommendation.
Go there.
Great breakfast sandwiches I hear, so
yeah.
that will be something I have to check off the list still. Huddies I've been to before, but not since I started the new job.
Mm-hmm.
But Delicious Orchards I was actually just at earlier today.
Established This did bring us a pie, so he's trying to...
Pecan pie and apple cider donuts for dessert tonight, so that's going to be a delicious treat. But so I will be checking out more of the area, not really much of the nightlife, but I try to check out as much there's a place called Gianni's, like a nice little Italian eatery next to Rook. I've gone there for, they have decent food options. I'm just making my rounds right now. But yeah, that's about it.
You'll discover it all in the next week. And
there's not much.
There's
you
not
gotta kind
much
of drive
here.
around to get places. But
there's
yeah.
not much here. So you're a graduate of Rowan University, the profs?
Yeah.
The fighting profs,
They're
something
like
that?
it's an owl, dressed as a professor. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what the mascot is. It's,
So
no
you're a
joke.
prof. You were born and
It's a
raised
prof.
in the Jersey Shore in Wall and Manasquan.
Yes.
So you're a Jersey Shore kid. For those in the league that don't know you too well, give us something interesting about yourself or
well.
30-second elevator pitch.
I mean, most people probably in the league know I'm big into sports, but after college I started running a lot. I did the Philadelphia Marathon in 2014.
Really?
Yeah, so I like to run. I also had a pretty bad knee injury though 2 years ago. I ruptured my ACL. I was playing flag football at Good Sports in Wall, and so I blew my knee up, and I'm pretty much back to normal. I'm running a lot. I'm working out, doing leg workouts pretty much as normally as I used to.
Can't skip leg day.
Can't skip leg day. Haven't been, so that's good. And I'm just trying to work back. But yeah, run a lot. I'm an avid sports guy. New York, New Jersey. Hatred for Philadelphia sports. So,
And you're one of 4 children. I think you're the second born, but you're the only boy with 3 sisters. So how was that growing up with a lot of girls running around?
Well, there's always been higher estrogen levels than there should be for me in the household, and that's why most of the time I'm trying to either be out with friends or at the gym, whatever, go out and just make sure I'm with the boys, because it can be a lot sometimes, a lot of dramatics and things of that nature. So it wasn't easy, but it's also, there's benefits to it, kind of getting an idea. It helps with relationships and things like that. So just getting to know, I guess, the female introspective a little bit more in depth. It's that's been good and helpful, but yeah, it's crazy. Plus, we've always had a bunch of dogs, and my mom is a poodle lady, so we've always had girly dogs in the house too. So it's just like it adds up all together, and it's just the mix is it's more against I guess the guys coming together. So it's been challenging, but it's okay. I've made it through. Persevered.
So let's get down to business now. Why we're all here, fantasy football, and some background on your career thus far in the Moore League. It's your 5th season. You joined in 2015. You came in that year with Mud Dogs, your second father-in-law is what we're calling him.
Commish.
You've had quite the start to your career. Your overall record is 43-18. That's a 704 winning percentage, the highest by like a mile. 2015, you were the league champ. 2016, the league champ. 2017, took off and went in 9th place. But in 2018, you rebounded and got a 3rd place finish.
Sorry, Uncle Mike.
What do you attest to your incredible success? Is it immense preparation? Is it 100% luck? Somewhere in between?
So I was actually recently discussing this topic with Mean Machine, and it turns out year 1 coming in, winning, very unexpected. It was a lot of luck. I remember drafting Le'Veon Bell that season, and he was suspended for the first 4 games. I started the season 2-0 and then lost 5 straight. So I was quickly 2-5.
For whom the bell tolls, I think you were.
For whom the bell tolls.
Yes.
Yeah, that was after the team name after a player. I kind of want to avoid that and come up with something more unique, like I was referencing before. So we'll see about that. But I was 2-5, ended 6-7, and somehow snuck in as an 8 seed, and then went on a run and somehow took the league in the first year, which was very surprising and lucky. Year 2, I think the prep and the draft itself just went perfectly. And then it just ended up being a very valuable team. And that year was just a runaway. So back to back was it was cool. It was a good feeling, but I didn't expect it, in all honesty. And then year 3 just came down to some injuries early on with some of my top picks. So that was tough missing. And then last year was just it was the closest 3rd, 4th place game that I think there probably was in the history of the league.
You got a 3rd place finish. You got some cash out of that, and I have some numbers for you. In 4 seasons of play, you have earned $2,040 in career earnings.
I've actually never known that number.
That includes $800 for 2015 champ, $940 for the 2016 champ, and a couple of most points dollars in there.
Right.
And $300 for 3rd place. So 2,040 career winnings. You have about 1,520 in profit thus far. So next Moore League happy hour on you, or this is a little side hustle you got going here?
Anyone with the relation to me, as Mike has specified, happy hour on me. Everyone else, fend for yourself. Okay. And you know what? That profit there, that's gone to other leagues, and I've lost. I've not.
So it's been blown out. At
maybe.
this point?
Yeah. I do. I have a friends league. I haven't won in probably almost a decade. So there's been a lot of rough bumps in the road over there on that in my other league, but I'm in 2 leagues right now. Fantasy baseball, I do okay. In my one friends league, I do. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's definitely not.
Well, profitable
It's a
is
mix.
the only
It's a
league that
mix.
matters. So
Yeah, it's nice to have those numbers shared. I've never
there
never
you go.
calculated those.
There you go.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like you developed some rivalries in this league because of your success.
Sure.
And I
Understandable.
think there are a pair, I would say, maybe some brothers in this league, not the Moores, that at least from my viewpoint, there's a rivalry there. Is that accurate, or what are your thoughts?
I've heard some rumors.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can confirm anything, but it sounds like you're up to something with that theory.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's been some rumors milling around, and I mean, I don't know if you want to call it as far as a rivalry.
Mhm.
Maybe like a brotherhood,
Brotherhood.
is forming.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure if that's the case or not. It's to be determined, just like my team name, I guess. So, but yeah, do you have an idea of who these brothers may be, or?
They might be 6'5" and over.
Okay.
One might have professional baseball experience, but
Okay.
that's just my 2 cents. So.
Did that guy possibly steal a White Claw from me at Ryan's wedding?
I don't know that story, but that might be for another day. But
That might have just been a private thing between us that is now
Wow.
has been revealed.
so there is a rivalry here now.
There might be.
We're
Yeah,
stealing
there might
White
be.
Claws. So.
We'll see.
The other question I had for you, you had the Morley Trophy for a couple of years.
I miss it.
You miss it, but word was that it was a little bit damaged. What happened?
Who'd you hear that from?
My source.
Your sources. So your sources may have heard that. I guess at the time, was that coming off year 1, the first time?
The trophy went missing for 2 years since he had it. So
It was missing for 2. It was like missing for. I don't know if Drug Infested Den had it at all. Did
he
it?
had it for a day at his bachelor party.
He had it for a
Some
day
weird
when I
stuff
brought it,
may
yeah.
have happened.
So it was like 3
That one
years.
night,
Well, I guess it was like a total of 2 years, but like 3 seasons, right?
Yeah.
But there may have been some kind of like drunken stupor in the streets of Hoboken, and the trophy may or may not have been misplaced and fell to the sidewalk and got a little loose. But I'm not sure if that actually happened or not.
Well, I can't remember. I do have breaking news. Sources have confirmed that the trophy has been repaired. We can thank the sweetheart
Wonderful.
of the league, Mud Dogs.
Mud Dogs.
He took his tool set out and fixed that thing right up. So I think we're good to go.
I expect nothing less from Mud Dogs.
Sweetheart of the league.
Applause.
Ready to play some hit and run?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, as a reminder, I'm just going to throw out some random questions to you.
Okay.
First thing that comes to mind, just answer.
All right.
Favorite meal?
Penny alla vodka.
From a specific restaurant, or does?
I really like Libranos
Okay.
in Wall.
Oh yeah, I know that place.
That's one of my favorites. I also like the vodka sauce from Food Town. Actually,
Really?
It's very good and creamy, and
Things you learn.
yeah, with homemade penne, and it's really good. So
Okay.
throw some chicken in there, shrimp maybe.
Very good. Favorite movie?
Field of Dreams.
Who would play you in the movie?
Pat Light.
Pat Light. I'm sure he'll be honored. What is your idea of a romantic date?
Romantic date. I guess just whining and dining. Maybe walk on like the boardwalk. Sunset. Drinks, dancing. That's good enough for me.
Okay. Labor Day just passed. Summer's wrapping up. You've been a local here at the Jersey Shore all your life, so I'm choking on this coffee. What is your go-to shore bar?
In Manasquan Legates, for sure. Good time was there actually this past weekend. Does get busy, especially with that summer traffic. But I do like to go to Belmar and Asbury. Probably, at the Asbury Ale House or Johnny Mac's. If closer to the beach, maybe like the Watermark is a spot I like to go to. It's kind of like a loungy, chill atmosphere. In Belmar, probably Bar A.
Okay.
It's a fun time. Not as much anymore as a few years back, but Yeah, college.
We are bringing back the watch party this year, and
Okay.
it will likely be down the shore. So news
nice.
to come on that. That's your little breaking news here on.
We should do Asbury.
Coffee
People
with
look
Commish.
up look up bars in Asbury. Let's come to a vote here.
If you can convince Untouchable to walk into Asbury, we'll do it in Asbury. So that's going to be a challenge, but
Okay.
I would like that.
I would love that.
Best team name in the league.
That's tough. Let me just read off the team names so I can get a refresher.
Well,
It's definitely not Giants Rule or the Mountaineers. Those two are like automatically out. But let's hear them.
let's see. We got Nittany Lions, Mean Machine, Drug Infested Den, Shake and Bake, Pops Fish, Untouchable, Crazy Fools, Madison Hedgecogs, Mud Dogs. Probably forget the Garden State Grinders.
Shake and bake.
Yeah,
Said Shake and Bake.
Yeah.
Cameraman.
I think Shake and Bake is a good name. But for some reason, Pops Fish just
Like Pops Fish.
there's something so unique about that just like it sticks with me because like that's kind of what I'm looking for, something just as unique as that
Something that
for my
sticks.
team name, something that might stick more than just year after year. So I'll go with Pops Fish, Shake and Bake as a runner up. Yeah,
So then, worst team names in the league are.
easily the first two I named. I'm not gonna say Untouchable's a bad name, but I would like a team name update there.
So there's a big push again to go back to Freehold with the lowercase f. Would you support that?
I guess I haven't seen that yet with my tenure in the league.
Maybe it was before your time then.
But I've heard.
That's got a warm spot in our hearts.
I heard about the team name, and I guess I haven't seen it yet. So yeah, sure, you could change it back. But or if something else even better can come about, why not? So
You're getting dinner with 3 people in the league. Who are you taking?
the Moore family.
Oh, nice. If you
And
can't,
if we can fit 2 more, Steve, Uncle Mitch, let's go.
there's only
Yeah.
only available for 3 seats. So if you
You're
can't
out,
win,
sorry.
if you can't win the Moore League in 2019, who would you like to see be the champ?
If I can't win, Mean Machine.
Mean Machine.
Yep.
No hesitation there. Why is that?
Because as I was saying, we were having recent discussions, and it's just been such a long time in a strenuous journey. The guy deserves it. It's and even his generosity it speaks volumes to me, to the point where I almost just want him to, if it's not going to be me, he's the next guy in line. So
I think you just warmed the Mean Machine's heart. So it's very, very touching. 2019 prediction for your team.
Well, let's see. I have the 3rd pick. I am excited about the potential running back I might get at that spot. Depending on if everything goes well, easy playoff team, I think.
Easy playoff team.
Easy. What is it? 8 teams out of 14. It's over half the league makes it, and with the history there, I think easily I'm in.
Easily.
Pending injuries, obviously.
Okay.
If something happens like 2 years ago, then that would screw me, and I would probably miss again. But if all goes well without major injuries, I'll slide somewhere I think in the top 5,
Okay.
and then we'll see about a run. It's a new season once the playoffs start, so I can't look that far ahead. 1 game at a time.
And if you recall from all the other prior episodes, we end this with 1 question for the Commish. Is there anything I could answer for you?
I wish I actually thought about this. It's tough on the spot, and that's something I noticed with
That's
the
why-
episodes last
That's
season
why I do
too.
it on the spot.
If I could ask you one thing,
There's a shot clock too.
but the thing is, do you want it about based on the league?
Whatever you want.
'Cause I
Any
don't
question.
know.
You can ask me how world peace for all I care.
All right, so
Any
let's
question.
do a personal question first.
Sure. You only get 1 question.
You only get one. Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. Well, who are you gonna take it to if Mud Dogs takes Saquon?
Teddy Bruschi. That's Coffee with the Commish. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next week for whoever we have on next time.